right. While finding our comfortable seat, we'll having a blanket or cushion underneath the hips as well to support you if you would like. We'll begin with rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. Take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, either keeping your eyes closed or gazing softly downward. Extend your spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness back to the breath. Allow each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm Expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the side. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, relaxing and contracting. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding your lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. Gently begin to shift into the extended breath by lengthening the exhale. Gently and slowly releasing the exhale, making it longer than the inhale. When you reach the end of the inhale, breathing in fully, and then slowly and gently letting it go. Allowing that long exhale to mirror the long night as we come toward the winter solstice. Always remembering that the in-breath will return just as the light returns. Take one more full extended breath. And when you reach the end of the exhale, gently return to your natural breath. Noticing any changes you feel in your mind or body. Remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace and calm. Gently bringing your awareness to your right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together. And bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart, looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float the hand down, gently open your eyes. And if you'd like to go ahead and switch your legs or change positions, please feel free to do that. With your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. And as we exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Tuck the shoulder blades back and down. Lifting the heart. Strengthening the muscles around the scapula, noticing any differences on the right and the left side. Gently finding that balance between them. Then we'll press the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart. Squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other. Got ahead of myself. Wringing out any tension there. And then opening wide, turning the palms up. Lift the heart a little more if that feels okay. And draw the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. Flexing the wrist, pressing through the palms if that feels okay. Breathing into the heart, allowing it to soften, opening to yourself and your own spirit, releasing anything that is creating a blockage, any burdens, any walls. And then we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeeze the arms together or push the elbows away as you breathe into the upper back. Soften the jaw. Lengthen the back of the neck by drawing the chin back toward the throat gently. Releasing the back of the heart. If it feels okay, you can begin lowering and lifting the elbows, extending that stretch to the shoulders. And with your next inhaling breath, if it feels okay, lift the elbows up a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, round, dropping the chin, breathing into the upper back, creating space for the back of the heart. With your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, unwrap the arms, open wide, pressing through the palms again. Squeezing the shoulder blades back, breathing into the heart. Allowing your light and joy to shine through. We'll bring the arms in front, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back and the back of the heart. Jaw is relaxed. Neck is nice and long. Squeezing the arms together or pushing the elbows away. If it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows. And with your next inhale, if it feels okay, lifting the elbows a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, round, letting the weight of the arms open the back, releasing those barriers to the back of the heart. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. And we'll unwrap the arms, extending them out to the sides. We'll make some circles with the wrists. And reversing those circles. Float the hands down and inhale the right arm up by the ear. Exhale, reaching the arm across the body. Inhale, lift and switch arms. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift and switch. Exhale, reach. Continue following your breath. And think about clearing your aura space as your arms move through it. Releasing anything not needed. And drawing in anything that supports you. Let's do one more on each side. And then we'll come back to the center. Bringing the hands to the heart, we'll interlace the fingers, pressing the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward around the spine, drop the chin. With your next inhale, lift the palms up over the head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Once more, lift. This time as you exhale, leave the palms up, gently dropping the chin toward your chest. Soften the elbows. Roll the upper corners of the shoulder blades toward each other, bringing out any tension. Relax the jaw and soften the back of the neck a little more if that feels all right. Again, listening to your shoulders and elbows. If it feels okay, press the palms a little higher. With your next inhale, lift your chin. And as you exhale, gently twist to the right, floating the hands down. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the hip. Lift the heart. And as you exhale, gently twist. Bringing the head around last. Soften the shoulders. Lifting and twisting through the breath. With your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. We'll interlace the fingers, lift the palms up over the head, and then exhale to the left, floating the hands down, right hand to the knee, left hand behind the hip. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, gently twisting, head comes around last. Hold and breathe, lifting and twisting with the breath. With your next inhale, come back to the center and we'll let the breath go. Let's extend our legs out in front of us, scooting the feet down toward the end of the mat. And let's start with bending the right leg and drawing it in toward the chest, and then extending. Following your breath, exhale, draw it in, inhale, release. Just warming up the knees a little bit today. And then the next time it's extended, have the hands underneath the thigh, and let's point and flex the foot. And then make some circles with the ankle. And then we'll gently lower that leg down. Bending the left leg, drawing it in toward the chest. Inhale, extending the leg out. Exhale, drawing it in. Following your breath. And then the next time it's extended, having the hands underneath the thigh, pointing and flexing the foot. And then making some circles gently with the ankle. And reversing those circles. Reaching through the heel and then lowering the leg down. Let's flex the feet, toes pointing up toward the sky, knees facing the ceiling. Lengthen the spine, shoulders are back and down, belly is strong. We'll engage the quadriceps, drawing the kneecaps up toward, or up, just up. Reaching through the heels. Oh, goodness. Lengthening through the spine. Lifting the heels off the floor if that feels okay. Seeing if we can have the inner and outer quads evenly balanced in engagement. And softening the legs. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward. Hands on the legs, floor, or feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine, softening the knees. Exhale, lengthen down. Following the breath, lengthening the spine, softening through the back of the legs and the low back. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. We'll bring the hands behind the hips, fingertips facing the hips, elbows bent. You can work with inclined plane or reverse table. So for inclined plane, feet together, lifting the hips high. And for reverse table, bending the knees, feet hip width apart. Again, lifting the hips high, doing what feels right for you today. Listening to your body, what kind of energy you have. With your next inhale, we'll lift. And as you exhale, lower and hover if that feels okay. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down, softening the elbows, hips reach high, extending the spine. And with your next exhale, gently lower down, and we'll shake out those wrists. We'll come to the center of the mat, rounding the spine, dropping the chin, and gently roll back using the belly muscles. Lengthening through the spine, extending the legs out. Gently scan up the body, noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. And remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, drawing it in toward the chest. Left hand stays on the knee, right arm falls out to the side, palm facing down or bending at the elbow. As you come to your exhale, gently twist over the left side of the body. Vision toward the right arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around the hip. Ease the spine into the twist. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Let's bring the right arm on the inside of the right leg, taking hold of the arch of the foot, or if it feels better, bringing the hand behind the knee. Allowing the knee to ease outside of the ribs as far as feels okay. Lengthen through the neck, soften around the hip. If it feels okay and you have space, I would have to move over. My couch is in the way. You can extend the right leg out, playing with that extension. You can also use a strap on the foot to allow that to be much more accessible. And then gently lowering the foot down, extending the leg out. Take a breath in and out. We'll bend the left leg, drawing the knee in toward the chest. Keeping the right hand on the knee, left arm falls out to the side, palm facing down. And as we exhale, gently twisting over the right side of the body, vision toward the left arm, releasing the hip, softening through the spine. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center, you can again bring the left hand behind the knee or on the inside of the leg, taking hold of the arch of the foot. Allow the knee to ease outside of the hips as far as, outside of the ribs as far as feels okay. Softening through the hips. And if it feels okay, playing around with extending the leg as far as feels okay for your body. Again, using a strap if that feels better. And we'll bend the knee, releasing the leg and extending it out. Taking a breath in and out. We'll bend the knees, placing the feet on the floor. Having them about hip width apart and walking the feet as close toward the hips as feels okay. Tucking the shoulders under, arms alongside the body. Pressing the shoulders back into the mat, making one end of the bridge. Lifting the toes, spreading them wide as we lower them down, making the other end. With your next inhale, scoop the pelvis, rolling the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Hips up high. As you exhale, slowly roll the spine down. Inhale, scoop and lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scoop and lift. If it feels okay, you can hold and breathe here, or continue coming up and down, or rest. Knees are parallel to each other, hips pressing high. If you'd like, you could interlace your fingers, rock the shoulders or the arms underneath the body, tucking the shoulders back. Elbows can stay bent or arms can extend if that feels okay for your elbows and wrists, keeping the palms close together to protect the nerves in the wrists. Hips pressing high, chin gently away from the chest with the vision toward the sky. Legs are nice and strong. One more breath. If your hands are interlaced, you can unlace those and roll the shoulders out and gently roll the spine down. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, tuck the pelvis, pressing the low back into the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release, and let the breath go. Let's bend the knees, lift the knees over the torso, and we'll extend them up toward the sky. So we're going to work on some core muscles here. So doing what feels right for your body. As we lower the legs, you can lower them fully extended and lift them, but that may not feel good for your low back. So listening to your body, if it feels better to bend them and lower, then please do that. So listening to your body, we don't want to go into pain and finding that place that feels right for you. So taking a deep breath in. As we exhale, let's engage the lower belly muscles, pressing the low back into the mat as you slowly lower the legs, either extended or bent. And then inhale, lifting the legs back to being perpendicular to the floor. This time, as you exhale, hands behind the thighs, head and chest lift toward the legs. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, engaging the lower belly muscles, lowering the legs in whatever way feels good for you. Inhale, lifting the legs. Exhale, hands behind the thighs, lift the head and chest. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, slowly lower the legs. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, lift the head and chest. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, slowly lower the legs. And then we'll let the legs rest onto the floor here. Taking a breath in and out. Let's bring the knees over the torso, gently hugging them into Apanasana. And then from here, either rolling to your right side, pressing up with the hands, or slipping the hands behind the knees, kicking the feet over the head, and gently rocking up. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees. I'll just be here for a moment, but if you would like to place your hands or a blanket under your knees, feel free. Just going to tuck the toes under, pressing the hips up and back into downward dog, lengthening through the spine, softening those knees as we press back through the hips, rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other. Gently beginning to let the heels fall toward the mat, just as far as feels okay. Rooting into the balls of the feet and the heels of the hand as the hips reach up toward the sky. Engage the belly muscles, lengthening the entire back of the body. And then let's walk the hands back toward the feet. Coming into Uttanasana, forward bend, feet hip width apart. Hands can be on the floor, blocks, or shins. Soften the knees. Lengthen through the spine and releasing the back of the neck if that feels okay. Think about letting the ribs rest on the thighs. And then if it feels okay, as you push into the feet, lifting the hips up toward the sky. Making sure that we're not locking the knees. Gently surrendering to this moment. And with your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, let's begin working with the full moon salutation. So we'll come to the center of our mat, facing the long end of the mat. Feet about hip width apart. We'll find our strong mountain pose. Shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Rooting into the feet, lifting through the crown of the head. Letting the shoulders be back and down and the arms just resting beside the body. Feel your connection to the earth, through the legs and feet. Strong core. And the crown of the head reaching up toward the sky. Notice your strength and stability in this still posture. With your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms up over the head, palms together, interlacing the fingers with the pointer tips facing or pointing upwards. As you exhale, root into your right leg and reach to the left. And take a breath here. With your next inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, we're going to step the left foot out to the side, bring the elbows out into cactus, coming into not warrior, goddess pose. You can turn the palms up. With your next inhale, extend the arms and legs, coming into star pose. So the feet are rooted down, arms extending out, crown of the head extending up. Let's lift the right heel and drop it back toward the right side of the mat. Lift the left toes, pointing them toward the short end or the left end of the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we'll press the right hip toward the back of the mat. Left arm reaches out across toward the left end of the mat. Coming into Trikonasana, left hand comes toward the leg. Right arm comes up toward the sky or toward the low back if that feels better for your shoulder. Rooting into the feet, lengthening the spine. Take a breath here. We're going to bend the left leg, bring the left forearm to the thigh, sweeping the right arm down and out toward the short end of the mat. Vision follows the pinky. And then turning the torso to face the wall as we lengthen through the side of the body. With your next exhale, let's float the right hand down. And then bring the left hand to the mat, both hands on the inside of the left foot. We'll come up to the toes of the right foot. You might slide that back a little bit as you come into a lunge so that your left knee doesn't go past the left toes. Lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders down the back. Elbows are soft. If it feels better for you to bring that back knee down, please rest that on the mat. And if it feels okay, you could bring the forearms to the mat dropping the left knee out to the side, coming into lizard. Bringing the hands back to the mat. We're going to turn to face the long end of the mat by dropping that right heel down, bringing the hands to face the long end of the mat, and coming onto the toes of the left foot, coming into a side lunge, just as much as feels okay for your knee. Pay attention to that left knee. If you need to be up higher with both feet rooted onto the floor, please go ahead and hold that position. Thinking about opening the hips and that inner right groin as much as feels okay. With your next inhale, we'll shift to the center and exhale, coming to the right side. So the right knee will be bent, toes of the left foot up if you're coming all the way down, or most of the weight on the right foot with the left foot planted if your hips are a little higher, paying attention to the needs of your knee. Take a breath here. And we're going to turn to face the right side of the mat. So right foot points toward the short end of the mat. Left toes, we're going to come onto the balls of that foot. You might want to move that foot over toward the outside of the mat a little more. Stay here on the hands, or if it feels okay, you can come into lizard, dropping that right knee out to the side. Might feel different on each side of the body, so do what feels okay in the moment. Coming back to the palms. We'll bring that left heel down, and bring the foot just a little closer. Bringing the right forearm onto the right knee. We'll sweep that left arm toward the short end of the mat, rotating the torso to face the side, lengthening through the side of the body. Rooting into the feet. With your next inhale, we're going to sweep the left arm down and then up, straightening the right leg, coming into a Trikonasana that's probably a little higher than normal. With your next inhale, bring the arms out at shoulder height, turning the toes to face the long end of the mat, rooting into the feet, reaching through the fingertips and the crown of the head in star pose. We'll lift the heels, gently turning them in. Turn the palms up, bending the elbows and knees, coming into goddess pose. And with your next inhale, we'll step the right foot toward the left. Palms come together over the head, interlacing the fingers. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's take a breath in and out here. And then we'll reverse the salutation. So with your next inhale, palms together over the head, point your fingers up toward the sky, rooting into the feet, knees are soft. As you exhale, reach the upper body toward the right, rooting into that left foot, and take a breath here. With your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, step the right foot out, coming into goddess pose, bending those elbows and knees, palms toward the sky. With your next inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, rooting into the feet, reaching through the fingertips. Notice if your shoulders have come up and let those soften down. We're going to lift the left heel, dropping it back toward the left end of the mat. Lift the right toes, pointing them toward the right end of the mat. Deep breath in. As you exhale, the left hip reaches toward the back of the mat. Right arm reaches out toward the front. And then float the hand down to the leg, wherever feels comfortable. Left arm floats up toward the sky or stays at the low back. Rooting into both feet, Trikonasana. We'll bend the right leg, bringing the forearm to the thigh. Sweep the left arm down and out toward the short end of the mat. Vision follows. And then rotate the torso so that it's facing the wall and you feel more length through the side of the body. Then we'll turn to face the mat, bringing the left hand and then the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Come up to the toes of the left foot and slide the foot back a little as you drop into the lunge. Bringing the knee down if that feels more supportive in this moment. Stay here, or if it feels okay, you could come onto the forearms, letting the right knee drop out to the side into lizard pose. Coming back to the palms if you were on forearms. We're going to drop the left heel down to the mat as we turn to face the long end of the mat, bringing the hands facing the long end as we come into the side lunge. Again, being up higher with the feet rooted, if that feels better for your knee and hips, or on the balls of the right foot and heels of the left. Breathing into that inner groin, noticing where you can let go. With your next inhale, we'll come to the center. And as you exhale, we'll shift to the left. Again, as much as feels okay for your knees. Breathing into those inner groin muscles. And we'll bring that right foot down. Hands turn to face the short end of the mat as we lift the toes of the left foot, having them face the short end of the mat. We'll come onto the balls of the right foot and move it out toward the right side of the mat a little bit more. Dropping the hip down into a lunge. Placing the knee on the floor if that feels better for your body right now. And if it feels accessible, coming onto forearms and letting the left knee drop out to the side into lizard. Coming back onto the palms. We'll plant that right heel down and bring the foot a little closer toward the left foot. Left elbow rest or forearm rest on the left knee and thigh. And then we'll inhale, sweeping the right arm toward the short end of the mat. And then rotate the torso to face the wall as we lengthen through the side of the body. With your next inhale, we'll drop that right arm down and then sweep it out and up toward the sky, straightening the left leg. High Trikonasana. With your next inhale, rotating the arms parallel to the floor, turning the toes to face the long end of the mat, rooting into the feet, lengthening through the fingertips, lengthening through the crown of the head. Take a couple of breaths here. Then we'll lift the heels, bringing them in slightly, and then bend the knees and elbows, palms toward the sky into goddess pose. And with your next inhale, we'll step the left foot toward the right, palms together over the head, and exhale, hands to the heart. Let's take a breath here. Just floating the hands down, coming back to our mountain pose. Tuning into the body. Noticing what was released. Noticing what was drawn in through the energy of the full moon. And let's work with Trikonasana tree pose as a balance, finding our center after all of that movement. If you'd like to use a wall for support, please go ahead and have your back toward the wall. We'll turn the right knee out to the side, shifting that weight to the left leg, softening the knee, resting the heel against the leg. And you may want to come to or to stay at a lower version of the pose. We just expended kind of a lot of energy and just kind of containing our energy a little if you would like. So hands to the heart, you can keep the toes on the floor or lift the toes or bring the foot to the calf. Just finding a version that doesn't take a significant amount of effort right now. Rooting through the left foot, lifting up out of the hip gently. And you can keep the hands at the heart if you would like. Again, keeping that energy a little less expended right now, or if it feels okay, you could extend your arms out. So allowing yourself to root down and feel connected to the earth. Crown of the head, reaching up, absorbing all of that moon energy. We'll gently lower the arms and leg, shaking out the left leg. Coming back to our mountain pose. Shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Shifting your weight to your right leg. Left knee turns out to the side. Again, heel can rest against the leg. You can lift the toes for balance or to practice balance or to place the foot at the calf. I would definitely stay in a lower position again. Hands at the heart, rooting into the right foot, lifting up out of the hip, lengthening through the crown of the head. Belly is strong. Finding a steady, easeful position in this moment. And we'll release the leg and the hands, shaking out that right leg. Let's inhale our arms up over the head. And exhale, bending the knees, swan dive, bringing the hands to the floor or a block. Uttanasana, forward bend once again, lengthening the back of the neck, releasing the low back. Knees are soft. And we'll come onto the balls of the feet, bending the knees, lowering the hips down. Again, just as far as feels okay. If it doesn't feel good to bend your knees all the way, go ahead and keep the hips a little higher. We'll bring the hands to the heart, or if it feels okay, wrapping the arms around the legs. Just balancing here for a moment. And then we'll come the rest of the way down, meeting in cross-legged. Extending the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Inhale, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Tucking the right shoulder back and down as you breathe into the left side of the neck. If it feels okay, you could bring the left arm across the low back. Allowing that left shoulder to drop down. And if it feels okay, you could extend the right arm to the side, bending the elbow, resting the right hand on the left ear gently without pulling. Lifting the heart and releasing through the neck. With your next inhale, release the right arm. Release the left arm, bringing the head back to the center. Taking a breath in and out. Inhale, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, dropping the left ear over the left shoulder. Left shoulder tucks back and down. Hold and breathe. If it feels okay, you could bring the right arm across the low back. And you could extend the left arm to the side, bending the elbow, placing the left hand on the right ear gently. Heart is lifted as we breathe into the right side of the neck. With your next inhale, releasing the left arm and then the right, bringing the head back to the center. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, turn the chin over the right shoulder. Shoulders are back and down. Hold and breathe. With your next inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, turn the chin over the left shoulder. Softening the shoulder back and down. Hold and breathe. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. And let the breath go. Let's place the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, twisting toward the right. Lifting and twisting gently, releasing anything left that we want to let go of. Taking a moment to look back at where we've been, lighting the path toward where we're going. With the next inhale, come back to the center, letting the breath go. Bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip, face forward, deep breath in. Exhale, gently twisting toward the left, head comes around left. Lifting and twisting with the breath. One last look backwards. Reflecting again on where we've been. Allowing that reflection to illuminate the path forward. With your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's bend the knees in front of us, coming to the center of the mat. If you'd like to go ahead and put on socks again, or anything else at this time, feel free. Hands behind the knees, rounding the spine. We'll roll back. Bending the knees over the torso and then lifting the legs up toward the sky. If it feels okay, you can rock your hands or a block underneath the hips, supporting the legs. Softening the shoulders. Ankles and knees are relaxed as you breathe into the belly. And we'll gently bend the knees, rocking the hands or block out from underneath the hips. Hugging the knees in toward the torso. You can rock a little from side to side, or if it feels okay for your back, you can make some small circles with the knees, massaging the low back. And if you're making circles, you can reverse those. And coming back to the center, arms out at shoulder height, knees together, gently dropping the knees to the right, vision to the left, releasing the spine. With your next inhale, use the belly muscles to lift the knees back to the center. And exhale to the left, vision to the right. And with your next inhale, come back to the center and lower the feet down. You can walk your feet out to the edges of the mat, resting the knees together. Or if it feels okay for your back, you can extend the legs out into Shavasana. Also, having a bolster underneath the legs or the knees is supportive. And then covering up a little with a blanket or a jacket to keep the warmth in your body in this cold morning. Tucking the shoulders back and down. Arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. Relax your forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen the jaw. Gently bring your awareness to the breath, allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm, allowing each exhale to release anything that's no longer needed. If you'd like to receive Reiki through the rest of the Shavasana, please open yourself to receive it now. Let the breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself, sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body, honoring all that you are in each moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can gently bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. I can find the end of my beat. There we go. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our community, and for ourselves. Well, thank you all so much for taking time for yourselves today and joining me.